Hello there. Today let's talk about stress and anxiety. Are they the same or are they different? The terms are very closely related and they're often used interchangeably. On the surface, it's hard to see if there's any difference at all between the two. Both are natural, normal responses. Both share similar physical, behavioral, and emotional symptoms telling us that something's up and it's time to pay attention. Both are intended to keep us alert to potential harm or threat. Both can become quite problematic when they're chronic. Yet, both can be very beneficial when we need that extra jolt to get us out of some difficult situations. Now, despite some of the similarities, there's also some important differences. Knowing how to tell one from the other isn't easy, but I think it's worthwhile. So before we get to some of the differences, let's start with a definition for each. Stress is a natural, normal response to external causes, pressures, or challenges. In order for that stress cycle to begin, a stressor is required. Stressors can be anything from daily hassles to major life events to catastrophes. Anxiety comes from persistent, excessive, and at times uncontrollable worry, dread, or fear of what might be. Let's take a look at some of the differences. Stress tends to be more specific. You know where it's coming from. Anxiety tends to be more generalized. It's hard to figure out where it's coming from. Stress is an understandable response to difficult situations. With anxiety, our response to situations is often difficult to understand. Stress is ultimately manageable. It can cloud our thinking, but it also can help activate the problem-solving part of our brain. With anxiety, it seems unmanageable. The pattern of thinking that goes on when we're in an anxious state makes it very difficult to activate the problem-solving part of our brain. Stress is a response to something that's happening in the present. Anxiety is that fear, worry, or dread of things that may or may not happen in the future. Stress tends to be more related to external factors. It's temporary. Stress eases once a situation has passed. Anxiety is mostly due to internal factors. It lingers even when a situation has passed. Anxiety is more constant, it's more persistent, and at times it can be intrusive. Putting presentation together can make us feel uneasy. You want to do a good job. And as I was putting this presentation together, I was feeling normal uneasiness because I wanted to do well. I wanted to be helpful. Now, knowing what I know now, I was wondering, was I stressed about this or was I feeling anxious? First off, the reams and reams and reams of information regarding stress and anxiety is overwhelming. I was feeling uneasy because I wanted to do a good job, because I wanted it to be helpful. Secondly, I also noticed that I was asking myself the questions that begin with the two words that drive anxiety. What if? What if I'm wearing the wrong color shirt? What if I don't look good on camera? What if I found all the wrong information? All those questions that I had no answers to. My takeaway from all of this is that there's two common themes that will help us try to distinguish stress from anxiety. First, is there a stressor? Secondly, how are you feeling once the situation is passed? If you're feeling a little bit easier once the situation is passed, it probably was stress. If you're still feeling uneasy, even when a situation is passed, it's probably anxiety. Yeah, anxiety and stress are going to be linked together for a long time. In my particular situation, once the situation is passed and I had the presentation put together, I felt a lot better. I felt a lot easier. Those what if questions really didn't continue to linger. I didn't give them much thought, to be honest, after. So I was feeling more stressed than I was anxious. I think it's important, though, at times when we're feeling uneasy about things, to take that step back and try to figure out, am I feeling stress or am I feeling anxiety? I think it's helpful in order for us to come up with a helpful intervention, some effective coping strategies. I really do hope this was helpful to you. And remember, if you're ever in immediate assistance here at Pastone Mental Health, you can go to our 9 walk-in clinics spread out across the Niagara region, or you can also call our crisis services at 1-800-263-4944. Thank you.